Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Are you hearing me, students? Please reply, hurry up in the chat box. Okay, very nice of you, Mega. Again, I'm waiting for other students to join me again, and then I will start my lecture. I'm reminding you one more time that today is the dictation day. So after the class, go to the Google Classroom and attempt the dictation. It is of literature, and in the next week there will be quiz from language on Wednesday and dictation from literature on Friday. So you will be prepared for that. I will upload the topic today for the quiz. And these are very important as they are having the marks, and these marks will be calculated and added in your final term result. So please go through there and attempt the quiz very carefully and the dictation very carefully. These are in the form of MCQs. You can easily do them if you have done the practice. Now I'm going to start my lecture. This is again English language lecture. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. You all know very well that we are revising tenses, and I'm giving you the review of all tenses. We have already done the indefinite tenses, the continuous tenses, the perfect tenses in my previous lectures, and now I am going to give you the review of the last tenses. This is lecture number 44. Now the past perfect continuous tenses I'm explaining today in this lecture. Perfect continuous tenses. You know that perfect continuous tenses are actually the combination of perfect tenses and continuous tenses. Now there are three types of perfect continuous tenses. You can see them. Their names are written here. Present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. These are the three kinds of perfect continuous tenses. I'm going to explain them one by one. Now, first of all, I'm going to discuss present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense denotes an action that started in the past and is continuing at the present time. It means that this tense denotes a kind of action which has been started in the past and is still continued in the present time. Okay, it is still going on. Now I'm showing you the structures and examples of these tenses. First of all, you all know that all the tenses are described in three forms: affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. Now I'm going to explain the first form, affirmative sentences. You all know very well that affirmative sentences means the sentences will give us the positive meaning. Now there are two structures for different persons. Okay, we have two helping verbs here. We have two options. Now for first person, singular and plural, that means I and we. Second person, singular and plural, that means you. And third person, plural, that means they. For these persons, we have the structure subject plus helping verb plus been plus verb, fourth form. plus object. Fourth form, do you remember ing form? It is also known as present participle form. So you have to learn this name, present participle form. Okay. Now the helping verb is have plus been. Okay. Now for third person singular, we have the structure subject plus helping verb plus been plus verb plus fourth form plus object. Now I have added been here so that you can remember. Helping verb is has plus been. It means actual helping verb is have and has, and been is added with them. Now some examples which I'm showing you for affirmative sentences here. I have been writing a letter. It is showing that the letter writing has been started previously and now it has been continued. I have been writing a letter. We have been writing a letter. You have been writing a letter. These are the sentences for first person singular and plural and second person singular and plural. Now for third person singular, we have another helping verb which is has. So the sentence becomes, he has been writing a letter. She has been writing a letter. And for again plural third person, they have been writing a letter. It means we have two options here for the helping verbs, have been and has been. Remember that thing, that always for perfect continuous tenses, we always use fourth form of verb, that is also known as ing form, or the actual name is present participle form. Okay, I hope you are understanding everything and you are listening me very carefully. These all are the subjects. You know that these subjects are actually the pronouns, and most simply they are known as personal pronouns. Now I'm showing you some of the structures for negative sentences. We are doing the present perfect continuous tense. Remember that time. Negative sentences, you all know very well that negative sentences means those sentences which give us negative meaning. Now again we have two options of the helping verb, so we have two structures. For first person singular and plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural. Okay, it means for first person singular and plural I, we, second person singular and plural you, and third person plural means they. So we have the helping verb have plus been, subject, structure becomes subject plus helping verb plus not plus been plus verb fourth form plus object. Again I'm telling you that in between have and been not is written, and because of that I have added plus here. Okay, now you should remember that have been do not come together in negative sentences. Okay, now for third person singular like he and she, we have the structure subject plus helping verb plus not plus been plus verb fourth form and plus object. Again you can remember in your mind that between has and been not is added. Okay, and remember one more thing which I have already told you, that always fourth form of verb is used in perfect continuous tenses. Now I'm showing you some of the examples of negative sentences here. We are doing present perfect continuous tenses. For present perfect continuous tenses, we have two helping verbs, have been and has been. Okay. Now for negative sentences, there are some examples. I have not been writing a letter. We have not been writing a letter. Full stop. Again, you can see that have been do not come together, not comes in between them, and all the sentences end in the full stop. Okay, because all the negative sentences must end at the full stop. We have not been writing a letter. You have not been writing a letter. He has not been writing a letter. She has not been writing a letter. They have not been writing a letter with the full stop at the end of all sentences. Again, I have told you that for present perfect continuous tenses, we have two helping verbs, have been and has been. Okay, so for third person singular, we are using has been. Otherwise, we have all the persons with the helping verb have been. For negative sentences, we are using have not been. Now, I am showing you some of the interrogative sentences. For present perfect continuous tense, interrogative sentences are those which ask questions. Now for the structures, we have again two structures because we have two helping verbs, have been and has been. So for first person singular and plural, that is I, we. For second person singular and plural, that is you. And for third person plural, we have they. We have the structure is helping verb plus subject plus been plus verb fourth form plus object plus question mark. Now, if you remember, I have told you that for interrogative sentences, we must start the sentence with the helping verb. Okay, so helping verb comes first in the structure plus subject plus been plus verb fourth form plus object plus question mark. Remember that have and been do not come together. We have the subject in between them for interrogative sentences. And for negative sentences, we have not between them. But for interrogative sentences, subject is between them. Now for third person singular, the subject is helping verb plus subject plus been plus verb fourth form plus object plus question mark, and helping verb is has been. Has been again do not come together, subject comes in between them. And remember that all the interrogative sentences must end in the question mark. You should be very careful about the question mark. Now some examples I'm showing you here for interrogative sentences. Have I been writing a letter? Question mark. Have we been writing a letter? Question mark. Have you been writing a letter? Question mark. Has he been writing a letter? Question mark. Has she been writing a letter? Question mark. Have they been writing a letter? Question mark. You see that all the interrogative sentences start with the helping verb and subject comes afterwards. Subject is actually the personal pronouns and been comes here after the subject. Have been is to actually the helping verb here, but subject comes in between it. And fourth form of verb with the object and the question mark at the end. Now again you can see that I, the personal pronoun, the rule for I is that it has to be used in the capitalized form every time. Okay, whenever we are using it in between the sentence, in the start of the sentence, in the end of the sentence, you have to write it in capital form. I hope you have understood till here. Now please reply me that whether you have understood or not. If you have understood, then I will move to past perfect continuous tenses. Please reply me. Hurry up, I'm waiting for you. Hurry up, reply. Yes, very nice. Okay, okay. You are replying me. Abdul Rahman, Mehda Advani. Okay. Other people, please reply. Hurry up. Tell me that whether you have understood or not. Okay. Very good, Zaid. Now I am going to explain past perfect continuous tenses. Okay. Have you got any question here? Is there any problem till here? Okay, Shiza, very nice. You have understood everything. Very nice. Please note down the points in your rough notebook. And when I will upload the video of these lectures in the on the Google Classroom, then go through the videos so that if there is any disturbance, any confusions in your concept, then you will clear them. Now, past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense denotes an action that started in the past and continued until another time in the past. It means it had been started in the past a time before and it has continued till the another time in the past or recent past. You can say that. Now you all know that I'm showing the structures and examples for that past perfect continuous tenses. And you all know that these are described or written in three forms: affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. First of all, I'm showing you the affirmative sentences. We have only one helping verb, had been. So we have only one structure, and affirmative sentences, you all know very well, these are giving us the positive meaning. Now the structure remains same for all the persons. For first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural, we have the same structure, that is subject plus helping verb plus been plus verb fourth form plus object full stop. Now remember that we have the helping verb had been. Okay, and it is the only helping verb used for past perfect continuous tense. And you all know that I have already informed you that always fourth form of verb is used in past perfect continuous tense. Now I'm showing you some of the examples of past perfect continuous tenses. For affirmative sentences, the examples are: I had been writing a letter, full stop. We had been writing a letter, full stop. You had been writing a letter, full stop. He had been writing a letter, full stop. She had been writing a letter, full stop. They had been writing a letter, full stop. Now you can see that in all the sentences we have the same helping verb, had been. And because of that, the same helping verb is used for all the persons. We have the same structure for all the persons, whether they are singular and plural, for first, second, and third person. The subject is here in the beginning. That means the personal pronouns I, we, you, we, she, and they. We are using these personal pronouns, and you should know that these are the personal pronouns and these are used in the singular as well as in the plural forms. Now I'm showing you the structure for the negative sentences. We are doing past perfect continuous tenses. So we have only one helping verb. I have already told you that we have only one helping verb. And because of that, only one structure is there for all the persons, whether they are in the singular form or whether they are in the plural form. Now, for first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural, whether they are singular, whether they are plural, we have the same structure, that is subject plus helping verb plus not plus been plus verb fourth form plus object full stop. Now remember, I have told you that we have the only helping verb had been, but they do not come together here. We have added not in between them to make the negative sentence. It means the helping verb is used in the way had not been. Now I'm showing you the examples of the negative sentences, very easy sentences. You can understand that we have only one helping verb, so structure remains same for all the persons, but we are using had been in the way that we have added not in between them. Now the examples are: I had not been writing a letter, we had not been writing a letter, you had not been writing a letter, he had not been writing a letter, she had not been writing a letter, they had not been writing a letter. You see that all the sentences end with the full stop. Okay, and personal pronouns are in the beginning, and had been, the helping verb with the not, is used in the form that had not been. With the fourth form of verb, writing is the fourth form because ing is added here with the object at the end, and all the structure for all the persons remains same. Now I move to past perfect continuous tenses, but in the interrogative forms. Interrogative sentences are those which ask question. Now I'm showing you the structure because only one helping verb is there for past perfect continuous tenses. I have told you many times that had been is the only helping verb. So we have the only one structure for all persons. For first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural, we have the same helping verb. Uh, and the structure becomes helping verb plus subject plus been plus verb for fourth form plus object plus question mark. Now remember, I have told you for interrogative sentences, we must use the helping verb in the beginning and question mark must be written at the end. One more thing which I want to tell you, that had plus been is written here. It means had and been do not come together here in the structure. Subject comes in between them. Very easy structures, but you have to remember all the rules. Now I am showing you some of the examples of the interrogative sentences. Some examples I am showing here. Had I been writing a letter? Question mark. Had we been writing a letter? Question mark. Had you been writing a letter? Question mark. Had he been writing a letter? Question mark. Had she been writing a letter? Question mark. Had they been writing a letter? Question mark. You see that all the structures for all the persons are same. They are similar because there is only one helping verb. But here you can see that helping verbs are used in the way that subject comes in between them. And you know that for I, there is a rule to must write it in the capital form. So I have written I in the capital form here. I hope you have understood till here all the perfect tenses, perfect continuous tenses you have understood very clearly. So please reply whether there is any question about the past perfect continuous tenses or not, or you have understood or not. Please reply. Hurry up. Okay, very nice. You have understood. Now I am telling you, note down the important points. Okay, so that when I will ask the questions, you will be able to answer me. Okay. Yes, Abdul Rahman, what do you want to ask? You have not written here. Where you have got the confusion? No confusion? Okay. Okay, now I am going to start the future perfect continuous tenses. Okay. Now, future perfect continuous tense denotes an action that will continue until a point in the future. It means future continuous tense denotes an action which will continue at a particular time in the future. It means it is still continue. Okay, now I'm showing you the structures and examples for the future continuous tenses. Now again, future perfect continuous tenses are written or are described in three ways: affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. So first of all, I'm showing you the structure of affirmative sentences, which give us a positive meaning. One more thing which you remember, that we have only one helping verb here, will have been. Okay, will have been, it come together, all three come together here. So I have written them uh, with the here in the way that without anything in between them. Now the structure became for first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural. It means for all persons. We have the structure subject plus helping verb plus verb fourth form plus object. Remember that point, that for future perfect continuous tenses, we are always using the fourth form of verb. And the helping verb is here will have been. Now I am showing you some examples for affirmative sentences. I will have been writing a letter, full stop. We will have been writing a letter, full stop. You will have been writing a letter, full stop. He will have been writing a letter, full stop. She will have been writing a letter, full stop. They will have been writing a letter, full stop. Now you can see that for all the persons, we have the same structure and same helping verb, and all the statements starts with the personal pronouns, then the helping verb will have been, then fourth form of verb, then object with the full stop at the end. Now I'm showing you another type of future perfect continuous tenses, that is negative sentences. You all know very well that negative sentences give us negative meaning. Now the structure is For first person, for second person, and for third person, singular and plural, we have the same helping verb, will plus have been. Plus shows that something is there in between them. Now the structure is subject plus helping verb. We are using helping verb will here, plus not, and then have been, plus verb whole form, plus object full stop. Now remember this point that will have been. All three do not come together. Will is written, after that not is written, and then have been is written to make the negative statements. Now I'm showing you the examples for negative sentences. I will not have been writing a letter. I will not have been writing a letter. You can see that will have been do not come together. We have added not before have been. We will not have been writing a letter, full stop. You will not have been writing a letter, full stop. He will not have been writing a letter, full stop. She will not have been writing a letter, full stop. They will not have been writing a letter, full stop. Now you should remember that we have the helping verb will have been, but we have used not here in between will and have been. Okay, you should be very careful about the helping verbs. Okay, now I'm showing you the interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences are those which ask questions. Structure is for first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural. We have the same structure. We have the same helping verb, will have been. But you know that plus sign indicates that will is used separately and have been are used together. Now the structure becomes helping verb plus subject plus have been plus verb whole form plus object plus question mark. Now you can see that for interrogative sentences, it is a rule that helping verb is used in the beginning of the sentence with the subject and then have been with whole form of verb, which is essential for future perfect continuous tenses, and the question mark must be placed at the end. Okay, now you should remember all these points which I'm telling you again and again, so that you will not forget anything when you are making the sentences, when you are changing one form of tense into another form. You can easily do if you know all the rules and structures. Now I'm showing you the examples for the interrogative sentences. Will I have been writing a letter? Question mark. You can see that will have been is there, but subject comes after will. Okay, and have been come together here in the sentence. Now remember that for negative sentences, will have been, between will have been there is not, and for interrogative sentences, in between will and have been there is subject. Remember this point, it is very necessary, otherwise your sentence will become wrong. Okay, now I am showing you examples. Will I have been writing a letter? Question mark. Will we have been writing a letter? Question mark. Will you have been writing a letter? Question mark. Will he have been writing a letter? Question mark. Will she have been writing a letter? Question mark. And will they have been writing a letter? Question mark. Now you can see that I have started the examples or the sentences with the helping verb will, and then I have added the subject, that is the personal pronouns, then have been, the other part of the helping verb, then full form of verb, then object, and the question mark is placed at the end of the interrogative sentences. Actually, the question mark is the sign which shows that these are the interrogative sentences. Okay, now I hope you have understood till here. Now please reply whether you have understood or not, so that I will ask any questions, or if you have got any other questions, then you will ask me at this moment. Now, please reply whether you have understood or not. I am waiting for your replies. Please hurry up. Reply me. Hurry up, reply, students, please. Okay, Abdul Rahman, very nice. You have understood everything, but when I will ask the questions, do the answer correctly. Give me the answers correctly. Okay, Rohab, very nice. Now, other students, please tell me, have you understood or not? Okay, very good, Zaid. Now, please, if you have got any question, you can ask me. It is your time to ask me the questions. Please ask me the questions. Okay. During that time, I will mark your attendance. Anything which you want to ask me? Okay, now I will start asking questions. Now tell me which is the helping verb for present perfect continuous tense. Now hurry up, reply me. What is the helping verb used for present perfect continuous tense? Hurry up, reply me. I'm waiting for your replies, please. Tell me which helping verb is used for present perfect continuous tense. No, you are wrong. Fozia, you are wrong. And Abdul Rahman, you are wrong. Zimal, very nice. You have given me right answer. Very nice. Hurry up, people, please reply. Which helping verb is used for present perfect continuous tense? No, Abdul Rahman, you are wrong. I'm asking the correct helping verb. You are telling me the helping verb of perfect tenses. It is not the helping verb for perfect continuous tenses. Hurry up, please reply. Okay, Fozia, it is right, but there is another one. Abdul Rahman, your answer is wrong. Please write in the correct way. Fozia Fabad. Okay, it's right now. Now, my next question is, which is the helping verb for past perfect continuous tenses? Which is the helping verb for past perfect continuous tenses? Okay, Fozia, very nice. Now, please, other people, Maida, Advani, Hamza, you are not replying me any answers. Please reply the answers. I'm waiting. Okay, Abdul Rahman, it's right answer. Ishel, you have not given me any answer. Sanya, Rumesa, please reply me. Okay, my next question is, which is the helping verb for future perfect continuous tenses? Which is the helping verb for future perfect continuous tenses? Which is the helping verb for future perfect continuous tenses? Yes, Abdul Rahman, you're right. Shazar, right, very right. Very nice answer. Zimal, Ishal, Maida Advani, where are you? Hamza Mustafa, Abdul Ahad, please reply. Okay, Fozia, right answer. Now, who will tell me about the, okay, Zimal, I'm repeating the question. Which is the helping verb for future perfect continuous tense? Which is the helping verb for future perfect continuous tense? Now reply the answer. No, Zimal, it is wrong. I'm asking about future perfect continuous. You are giving me the answer of past perfect continuous. Okay, now it is right. Now my another question is, which form of verb is used for perfect continuous tenses? Which form of verb is used for perfect continuous tenses? No, Shiza, it is wrong. We are not using this form. This form is used for, yes, Shiza, it is right. Actually, V3, that is third form of verb, is used for perfect tenses. Zimal, your answer is right. First plus ing, yes. Abdul Rahman, you are not giving me right answer. Third form of verb is used for perfect tenses, not the perfect continuous. Hurry up, reply me. And one more thing, remember that for future perfect continuous tenses, when I'm using the negative form, we are using in the way I have not been. I have not been. Okay, writing a letter or whatever. Now, if I have the interrogative sentences, then I am writing in the way will I have been writing a letter. It means in negative sentences, not comes in between the helping verbs, and in the interrogative sentences, subject comes in between the helping verbs. Okay, now I want to ask you some of the fourth form of verbs for. No, Abdul Rahman, you are giving me wrong answers. I hope you are just guessing. You are not listen to me carefully. You are not concentrating on the lecture. Please do concentrate and then reply me the answers, because you are guessing about the forms of verbs. You are not giving me the correct reply. Okay, now I'm going to tell you that today is the dictation day. So you, after the class, you will have to attempt the dictation on the Google Classroom. It is very easy. It is of 10 marks. And I will give you the topic for the quiz on Wednesday. So you should attempt that quiz also, and the dictation will be there also in the next week. So you will have to attempt all these quizzes and dictations. I will upload the topic. I will inform you about the topic on the Google Classroom as well. And I will upload the video of these lectures for the tenses. We have completed all the tenses today in this lecture, with this lecture. And I have uploaded some of the videos. Now I will upload the remaining videos on the Google Classroom, so that if you have got any confusion in the tenses, you will make them clear. Okay, go through these videos. And one more thing, that you have to practice for these tenses. If you're not practicing in your rough notebooks, or uh, by making different sentences, then you are not able to do the changes of different tenses. Okay, and you all know that you must be perfect in the tenses, so that you will be able to do the voices and narrations. I have already told you, first of all, make you yourself perfect in tenses, so that you will be able to do the voices and then the narrations. Now we will have some other classes in the next week. There is little time left here, so I want to stop here. Inshallah, we will meet in the next week. Okay, Allah Hafiz.